So, good evening, everyone. Today we are here to discuss Codeforces Division 3 Round 1071 from problem A to G. Let's wait for 2-3 minutes for everyone to join and then we will start. Hello, everyone. Is this okay? Voice is clear or not? Please let me know. Okay. So, let's start with today's post-contest discussion. So this is the first problem of this contest. In this problem, you are given with to resolve the issue. Plexec is designing a login system for CanDev and discovered that most user use weak passwords. To resolve this issue, he posed the following condition: dependent on two variables k and x. For all password, each password is a string s of length n, satisfying these properties. S uses only first k lowercase letters of English alphabet. For each pair, I is less than j, such that j minus I is divisible by x and the letter s, si and sj are different. Okay, you need to find the smallest integer n such that no valid string exists of length n exists. Okay, so what you are given with, you have say they are saying that you can use only first k alphabets. Like if k is equals to 4, then you can only use a, b, c and d for the password. And they are also saying for two integers j minus I, modulus x should be equals to 0 for any two indices. One is less than equals to I, is less than j, is less than equals to n. Now you need to find the minimum length n such that password is invalid. Okay, so if you look at this thing, j minus I modulus x is equals to 0, what does it defines? I can say if there are the length is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the indices for the for a string of length n. Then let's say x is equals to 3. So for x is equals to 3, what are the indices that make this valid? One pair of indices is 1, then we can take 4 or 7. As you can see, 1 minus 4 is modulus by 3 is 0. 1 minus 7 modulus by 3 is 0. 7 minus 1, you can do that also. 4 minus 1 modulus 3 by modulus 3 is equals to 0. 7 minus 4 modulus 3 is equals to 0. So this is my first group of indices. Similarly, 2, 5, and 8. This is my second group of indices. And then 3, 6, and 9. This is my third group of indices. Okay. Now, as you can see, if I arrange them like this, there are total k x groups, and they are saying for each I and j, the characters must be different. So for this whole group, the character must be different. So what is the limit of these characters? How many I can use? That is k. I can use at most k characters for each group. So what is the total length of the valid string? K plus k plus k x times, or I can say x into k is the valid length. So if x into k is the valid length, what is the invalid length? X into k plus 1. So this is just the solution for this problem. If you want to find invalid length, minimum invalid length, you just need to divide the length into x groups, and you are given with x. So it will be automatically divided with x into x groups, and you are also given with at most how many characters you can use. So k is the at most characters. So for each group, x into k is the total length of the valid string, and if you want to make it invalid, you just increment it. It's kind of ad hoc problem. If you just look at the examples, you can just directly code it. Okay. So as you can see, for this problem, I have done x and y as input, and I have multiplied x into y plus 1. That's just the answer for A. Any doubt in this? I guess it won't be very complicated. Anything? Or we move towards the second problem. Shall we? Okay. So moving to the next problem. Just do this. Okay. In this particular problem, you are given with after his IMO medalist friend showered for 2 hours so that he doesn't have to shower again this week. Blackslack will be late for the class. In order to get to the class, Blackslack must take the crowded elevator to many floors in a certain order. Because he is a hacker, he can skip visiting up to one floor without the other people knowing. His time taken is the sum of the absolute difference between the consecutive floors. Find the minimum time taken given that he can skip up to one floor. More formally, you are given with an array a1 to an of n integers. You can choose up to one index, any index k, to erase such that the summation of absolute value of bi minus bi plus 1 is minimized. Okay, so we have to report the minimum sum. We can take any example for this. I will take this 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29. So problem B is stating you are given with an array and you have to remove at most one index and at most one element. Let's say I have removed this A3, then my total sum of absolute difference between the consecutive elements, which is A2 minus A1 or plus A4 minus A2 or plus A5 minus A4 plus A6 minus A5. This is my minimum. This whole thing is minimum. And let's take the example 11, 13, 15, 19, 19, 11, 15, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 17, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29. So in this, the current total absolute difference summation of I is to 0 to n minus 1, bi minus bi plus 1. We have to find this first, which is 13 minus 11, 2 plus 7 minus 13, 4 plus 19 minus 17, 2 plus 4 plus 6. So current is this 10 and 18. Currently it is 18. Right? 10, 12, 12 plus 4, 16 plus 2, 18. Yes. 4, 2, 4, 6. Okay. Now we have to remove at most one element. We can remove any of the element, and we have to check if that maximizes or minimizes the answer or not. If it is minimizing the answer, that index is our answer. So let's say I delete this index 29. Then my array will be right, and then the total summation will be 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4, which is 16. Now if I delete some other index, say I deleted 23 this time, then my array will be, and then total sum will be 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 10, which is 18 again. If I delete any other index like 17, then this time the array will be 19, 23, and 29. Then our total sum will be 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 6, which is again 18. If I delete 13, 19, 17, 19, 23, and 29. Okay. So this time the summation will be 6 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6, which is 10 and 18. If I delete 11, if I have deleted 11, the summation will be 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6, again 18. So my minimum answer is 16. Okay, so I got it wrong, sorry. I've deleted 29 first, then the answer was coming out to 4. Oh, sorry, 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4. 4 to 4, which is 6 plus 6. Oh, sorry. This is 12. 6 plus 6, 12. Okay, so minimum answer coming out to be 12. Then For this, the minimum answer is coming out to be 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 10, 18. Okay, 16, sorry. F10. This is 18. And 6 plus 2, 8. And 10, 16, 18. 4 plus 2, 6 plus 10 is 16. So the minimum answer is currently 12. So for this problem, the answer will come out to be 12. So how will we do this? We can just do a basic implementation. We can iterate over all the elements. We will check the current after before deleting any index. We will check the what is the current summation that it is contributing to. So it will be modulus a plus 1 minus ai and modulus ai plus sorry minus ai minus 1. So for any particular index I, the ai will be contributing into ai plus 1 as this and ai minus 1 as this. And after deleting element, let's say next, after deleting element ai, the contribution will be remained this ai plus 1 minus ai minus 1, right? So if we check what is the difference between these two, so the difference between these two is current minus next, and we have to maximize this difference. We will maximize this difference, and after maximizing this difference we will just check that which difference gives us total minus that maximum difference is the best answer. This will be our best answer after that. So this is basic implementation in grading. If you think you need to maximize the difference or maximize the difference between current and next so that your answer become the minimum possible. So let's look at the board. Okay. As you can see, I have taken n as input, array as input. My current total is 0 and I have added the total as the consecutive difference between the two elements, absolute consecutive difference. Now my current max is 0 and I have taken max of start and last element because while iterating I will skip these. So my start maximum is array 0 minus array 1 and my last is array n minus 1 minus array n minus 2. Now I have iterated over all the possible combinations or all the indices, and then I have taken the what is the current contribution of any particular index with it is absolute difference of I minus 1 minus ai plus absolute difference of arri minus arri I plus. And what is the new contribution after deleting that particular element? It will be absolute difference of arri minus 1 minus arri plus 1. So I need to maximize the difference. So I have taken the difference as current minus new, and I have taken the maximum with max with this difference, and I return the total minus max. This will give us the right answer for this problem. Any doubt till you? No? Shall we move towards the next problem? Okay. How many problems did you guys solve till now? In the contest during the contest? Any problem that cause you trouble or hard to understand? Anyone? Nobody. Okay, so let's start with C problem. In this problem, you are given with an array a1 to an. In one operation, you can choose an index I and an integer x which is at least k, and set ai as ai mod x. Cause problem. Yeah, problem cause problem. Where u modulus v denotes the remainder of dividing u by v. D was tough, please. Slowly. Okay. Your goal is to make all the elements in the array identical. Among all the positive integer k, determine the maximum k of which for which there exists a finite sequence of operation that makes array element equal. So let's revert it and I will explain what this problem means. The statement is telling you that you are given with an array and you have to choose the maximum value of k such that then after choosing maximum value of k, then you will choose some value x which is at least k. So x is less than x is greater than equals to k, and you can choose any x for any of these element. So the x is not constant. So for let's say for a1 you choose x1, for a2 you choose x2, a3 you choose x3, and for an you choose xn. And after doing model ai modulus xi, the array element become equal. So after this, let's say the array becomes b1, b2, b3 up to bn, and all these elements must be equal. So this is what problem is saying. So we need to calculate the maximum value of k to make this possible. So let's take an example and I will explain the algorithm with it. So let's say example is 10, 25 and 36. Anything. Okay. So there are two cases. First, you need to understand that modulus property always decreases the value. There is no way you do a modulus to an element and the value of that element increases. There is no way. It either remains the same or it get decreases. So the new value, let's say, well, should be after doing a modulus, it will be less than equals to ai, right? So if val is less than equals to ai, first choose for ai. First, let's say we need to check for ai when it is equal. So it if value is equal and we are trying to make all the elements equal in this array, and I just said that the modulus cannot increase your value. So 25 cannot convert into 36, but 36 can convert into 25 with some modulus, right? Same 10 cannot convert into 25, neither it can convert into 36, but 25 can convert into 10 and 36 can also convert into 10 with some modulus, obviously. So what is the modulus for 25 that can convert it into 10? If I need to do this and I want answer is 10. So what is the value of x? It is 15, or I can say 25 minus 10. It will give us 50. So currently what I'm trying, I am trying to convert all values to minimum value of array. Okay, currently I'm trying to do this. So as a while doing a modulus 25 modulus 15, I will get 10. So my x is currently 15. Next, if I do 36 modulus with 26, it will give us 10 also again. Now my x is 26. So what is the maximum k in this scenario? The maximum k is the least amount of value, which is x. So k will be 15 because x is greater than equals to k satisfies in this particular situation. This is true because the example has the elements which has a greater difference between them, like a gap. There is a large gap in between them. What if the gap is very small, like 10 and 12? Let's say there are two elements, 10 and 12. Like, look, the gap is too small. It is 2. Okay. Now, if I try to do the same again, if I try to do 12 minus 10 to find the moduli, it will give me 2. But do 12 modulus 2 gives us 10? No. So here it fails. Yeah, you can do this. So here it fails. Now, if it fails in 12 modulus 2 as 10, then what can I do? So in this scenario, what is the moduli that give me a particular value which is same for the whole array? Then I can convert in this scenario, then I can convert all element to 0 because this is failing. So I can try to convert all element to 0. And in this scenario, my k is just minimum of all the elements. Right. Then in this scenario, my k is the minimum of all element. So k is 10. Then I can do 10 modulus 10 and I can do 12 modulus 10. 12 modulus 12. So I will get again 0, 0. So the array will come equal. Okay. Now we need to approach how will we just entangle this problem. We can just as typo single said, you can just sort element and count the maximum of a0 comma ai a1 minus a0. You can do that because as I said, there are two conditions. Either you can choose the minimum value or you can choose the difference. It will give the right answer, minimum difference, right? My You can do this also, but my when I coded it, I read a lot of code in this. Yeah, as you can see in this particular problem, what I have done, I have taken the minimum as -1. Then I have iterated over the array. Then I check the minimum value of AI. I have made a k and a flag. I made a k and a flag because I need to find the minimum difference, right? So if ID is minimum already is equals to the minimum, you can just continue because there are multiple minimum elements like 10, 10, 10, 10. You can just continue for that. Then I have taken the minimum difference D. Then if I got the minimum difference, I can just tag flag equals to 1 and break and update my key with minimum. If flag is true, then answer is minimum. Else, if k is -1, the answer is 0 or output is k. Just the same thing as what I've said. If you got the minimum difference, you just take the minimum difference. If you cannot take the minimum difference, you just output the minimum value of the array. If k is still -1, then you can just output 0. Else you can output k. Yeah, solution is confusing, but what I have done is I have done the mathematical part. So I just implemented directly it. You can just do sorting and take the minimum of a0 and a0 minus 1, a1, a1 minus a0, right? So I guess it is not very difficult to understand. Can we move towards the D? Yeah, my solution is confusing. Should we move toward D? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. In this problem, what you are given with the integer n and consider a permutation p of array 0, 1, 2, 2 raised to power n minus 1. Define SP as summation of I equals to 0 to 2n minus 1 pop count p0 and p and p1 and p2 up to pi, where pop count z is the number of bits in the binary representation of z. Pop count of 5 is equals to 2 because 5 has two binary bits on 1 and 1, 101, there are two bits 1, that's why it's pop counted 2, and n denotes the bitwise AND operation. A permutation is called sacred if it maximizes SP. Find the lexicographically minimum sacred permutation. So we need to maximize SP and then print the lexicographical minimum permutation. Okay. So I will explain this with an example. So first write what the problem statement says so that you can understand what you are doing. So any SP is defined as summation of I is equals to 0 to 2 raised to power n minus 1 p0 and p1. Oh, sorry, pop count p0 and p1 and p2 up to pa. Now, if I open this summation, what will it look like? Just ignore this part. This is for confusion, as you can say, because my array is looking like this, and this number is 1. It can be either 1, 3, 7, 15, and anything up to 2 n minus 1. Yeah, we will discuss about the tricks and requirement. No, no, it's not tough to cross 900. Just you need to do practice and solve a lot of problems. So this can be up to 1, 3, 7, 15. So let's say my array length is m. So I can just replace it. I can just replace it with m, right? So it will not be confusing for you. Now, if I open this summation, it will look like this. You just need to do pop count of p0 plus pop count of p0 and p1 plus pop count of p0 and p1 and p2 up to pop count of p0 and p1 up to pm. Okay, clear? Yeah, I'm explaining with the test case now. Now let's say n is 3. For any particular n, it is 3. For any n3, then my permutation will look like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 raised to power 3 minus 1, which is 8 minus 1, 7. So I will go up to 7. So this is my current permutation. I have to arrange this such that this maximize and the permutation is in lexicographically smaller order. So what is about lexicographically smaller, we will do it in the later part. But we need to maximize this. So Every one of you is aware about AND property. What it does? It can change 1 to 0, but it can never change 0 to 1, right? And has this property, it can change 1 to 0, but it can never change 0 to 1. So while doing these ANDs, your value will decrease always. It can never increase. Yeah, clear? Yeah. If bit is 1, and then it can stay 1 or it can change into 0, but it can never change 0 to 1. So as I said, that these ANDs will decrease your value, or it will stay constant, but it cannot increase the value. So what is one factor that can maximize my answer? It is this particular element. So to maximize this answer, I will assign the maximum element as P0, 7, right? So pop count of 7 is 3, because it has the largest pop count, as it is 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1, sorry. Anything which has 2n minus 1 has the largest pop count, right? Okay. So I have assigned pop count of P0 as 7. So pop count of P0 is 3. Now my current element is 7. It can represent it as 111. And my current pop count is 3. Now there are 3 elements which can convert into 0. Correct? At least one of them will be converted into 0. Are you agree with me? Because it is in the form of 2n minus 1. So anything below this, and it is the largest element, and anything below this will convert at least 1 to 0. Yeah, yes or no? At least one bit will be converted to 0 in this particular problem. So there can be 3 scenarios for this. The scenario 1 is first bit is converted to 0. The second scenario is second bit is converted to 0. The third scenario is third bit is converted to 0. Okay. So if first bit is converted to 0, then what is the pattern for that bit? It is in this form, 0, dash and dash. And I need to maximize this. So I will fill it with 2 ones. I don't want to I don't want to minimize the pop count to make another bit 0. I want to make at least one bit as 0. So I will convert it as 11, 0, 11. So what does this represent? Does this represent 3? Right? Okay. Now my one bit is already converted to 0, and the second bit will be in the form dash 0 dash, right? And the third bit will be in the form dash dash and 0. Yes. Now I want to convert at least one bit to 0. So here I have to place 1. I need to maximize this because I cannot afford to lose another bit, as I've already lost the first bit in the first part. I've already lost 0 here. So I cannot afford to lose another bit. So I have placed 1 already. So what are the bits that is in this form? It can be either 0 and 1 here. So it is the form of 1 and 5. Number 1 and 5 can be in the form of 001 or 101. Yes. Now at the last, you are remaining with these dash dash 0. So what are the other bits that can be formed in this form? It is 2, which is 010. It is 6, which is 110. It is 4, which is 100, right? And 0 also. 0 also. So because 000 is also here. So all these possible combination can be here. Did you understood till now? You can type yes if you do understood this problem, what we are doing or what I'm trying to do. If yes, then okay. So now my permutation will, now let's see what my permutation will look like. It will look like 7. Then the next element is 3. Then next element is 1. Then 5. You have to sort them in lexicographical order. Okay, so this will be 2, 0, 2, 4, and 6. So this will be a permutation that will give us the right answer. So this is the right permutation, which will give us the maximum result, and it is in the lexicographically smallest order. So for the lexicographically smallest, you have to just make them in the sorted order, or you can just when you are doing the implementation part, it will always in the lexicographically smallest order. It will come like this, 0, 2, 4, 6. So that's it for this problem. You just have to do this in this particular problem. You just need to find. You just need to place the maximum element as P0. Then for each bit that is on, if there are at most pop count 3 bits which will be on in this problem. So we have to make 3 sets, and for each set you can find one bit is, at least one bit is off in each of the set. So you start with first, you put first bit as 0, you start with second bit as 0, then third bit as 0, and form the permutation. If I need to explain, like if there are, let's say, 5 bits in any P0, it has 5 bits, then my form will be look like this, dash, here it will be 0, then here it will be 0. You can see a pattern here. What I, okay, so as you can see, the pattern look like this. You set the first bit as 0, then all are ones. Then in this place, 1 or 0 can, anyone can come, then 0, 1, 1, then any bit 0 or 1, then 0, 1, 1, then any bit 0, 1, then any bit 0. Okay, so let's move toward the solution part. What is the code for this problem? Okay. So I have taken n as input, then now I have outputted the maximum element 2 raised to power n minus 1. Then I have iterated in the reverse order from n to 0, because I need to find the maximum bit first, because I have the left most significant bit. To find the most significant bit, I have iterated in the reverse order. Then to find the most significant bit, I have taken the low as 1, 2 raised to power I minus 1. Then what is the limit for this particular value of I? You need to, like, what is the limit? You have how many I's as 1, or how many ones present at the particular position. Like for example, if you take let's say we will take an example for this, like same, if n is equals to 3 for this particular problem, then oh, I have outputted 7 first, then I've iterated from 6 to 0, sorry, 2 to 0, there are 2 bits on. Then what is this? This is 2 raised to power 2 minus 1, which is 3. So my low is 3. And what is the limit? It is 1 uh, left shift, which is 2 raised to power n minus I minus 1, which is 2 minus, currently I is also uh, current I n is 3, I is 2. So this will become 0. So my limit is 1. So I can place only one element. Then for I have done an iterative loop from j to limit, or 0 to limit. Then I have added all the element while taking the or s window, or window how many elements that are present in this particular set. Like for first set there was 3, for the second set there was 1 and 5, for the third set there was 0, 2, 4 and 6. Then I have outputted those values. Just this was the whole code. If everything is clear, then we can move towards the next problem. Okay, shall we? I don't understand. What did you not understood in this problem? Which part? Like this scenario part, or how I made P0 as the largest, why I made P0 as largest. Explain with an example how the code is working. Okay, so currently n is 3. Then I am printing 7 first, which is 2 raised to power n minus 1, or you can write it as this, 1 left shift of n minus 1. How are you filling? Okay, right. Look, I'm pasting the code here, then I'm explaining. Wait a minute. Yeah, right. Now, look, first, what I'm doing, I'm printing 7 as the largest element, which is always the largest. Then I have done a reverse loop on n. Like how many bits are present in the 7? There are always n bits that are on, because it is 2 raised to power n minus 1. So there are n bits on. So I can iterate from 2, 0 and 1. Oh, so 2, 1 and 0. These are the bit length, as when you convert 7, it will be converted into 111. So 2 is the first bit which I need to check. 1 is the second bit that I need to check. 0 is the third bit I need to check. These are the position of these bits. Okay. Then I have taken low, which is the what is the low value, which comes out to be 1 with left shift of I minus 1. Currently I is 2. So you do 2 raised to power 2 minus 1, and it is 3. So your limit low is 3. And what is your limit value? It is just 1 left shift with n minus I minus 1. So it is just 2 raised to power 3 minus 2 minus 1, which is 2 raised to power 0 or 1. So there are only one element present in this particular set. Okay. So what is that element? You just iterate over 0 to 0, and you will get a value. What you will do for value? You just do j times left shift of I plus 1. So what is I currently? I is 2. So you do j times left shift j is 0, 0 times left shift of 3 uh, or 2 plus 1, this is 3, and you have taken or with low, so it will gives us 3 only, right? So after getting 3, you will get value as 3. So this gives us limit gives us the length of the set. And while iterating, what you do, you just make sure that your positions or the dash 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 0 1 1, like if this looks like this, the pattern looks like this, then you just or with these value with when you doesn't care about these value. So while doing or, you will get the set size. What is the number of bits that can come here? Then you will just uh, do value as j left shift with I plus 1 and do an or with low, so you will get those value, and then you can just print this, and you will always get the in the lexicographically smallest order, because we are doing for loop as j equals to 0 to limit, so they are all always in the lexicographically smallest order. Okay, so this is how the code will flow. So we are moving towards the fifth problem of today's contest, which is E. Like the permutation, how are you feeling? Like the permutation of part or filling the blanks with 1 0. Not we are not filling the blanks with 1 0. What I am doing, I am iterating over all the elements which is in the limit, right? 0 to 10. I'm going to 0 from 1 0 to 10, and I'm checking for each element which satisfies those last those last 3 bits or last 4 bits which are true in the low part. So I am with all of these which are satisfying in that particular set, I am printing those bits only. So that's it. So in this problem E, you are given with after failing to pick up a girl using De Bruijn sequence of fixing length bit string, Blackslack has turned this attention towards politics. Okay, due to his charisma, I don't know how do you spell it. He is now in charge of drawing borders of n voting districts of his country. In Blackslack's country, there are X voters for the party A and Y voters for the party B. Using his amazing drawing skills, he can allocate voters from any party into any district of his choice. His history with bitstring has led him to wonder if he can allocate voters such that the winner of each district follows a certain bitstring. To avoid suspicion, he must also allocate at least PI voters into each district. Tell him if it is impossible. Formally, you are given with a bit string S of length n and then P of length n. There are two things that are given to you. One string of length n and one array of P of length n and two integers x and y. You just need to determine if there exists two array A and B of length n which satisfy the following condition. A1 plus A2 plus A3 up to An should be x, which means the summation of the array E must be equal to x and the summation of array B must be equal to y. Also, for each index, Ai plus Bi must be greater than equals to Pi, and for each element, for each index, if Si is 0, then Ai should be greater than Bi. If S1 is Sy is 1, then Bi should be greater than Ai. Okay, look, I'm just writing inequalities, what you have to prove. We need to calculate two arrays. Now we such that a1 plus a2 plus a3 up to an should be equals to s. b1 plus b2 plus b3 up to bn should be equals to x. And for each I, ai plus bi must be greater than or equals to pi. They cannot be less than pi. And if si is 1, sorry, if si is 0, then ai must be greater than bi. If si is 1, then ai must be less than pi. Now we will, in this problem, what I'm going to do, I will satisfy all the inequalities one by one. Okay. So let's satisfy from this part. We will check about the summation in the later. Okay. So first let us satisfy this part. So say we are given with an example s as 0 and 1, and the array is like 7 and 7. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, if I see first element of s, it is 0, which means ai must be greater than bi. So what I'm going to do, I will basically put a0 as 7, which is current p0, and b0 as 0. So this inequality satisfies, and this inequality satisfies for this problem, as a0 plus b0 is greater than equals to p0. Okay. Now the second element of this string is 1. So which means I need to put bi must be greater than ai. So I will put a1 as 0 and b1 as 7. Now my array will be look like, the A array will be looking like 7 and 0, and B will look like 0 and 7, right? As you can see, this also satisfies this inequality to A1 plus P1 is greater than equals to P1, right? Okay, so these two inequalities are satisfied. Now what about these? The summation of the array A must be x and summation of array B must be y. Correct. So currently my summation A is 7 and summation B is 7. What if x is say 12 and y is say 10? There are two random x and y, 12 and 10. Can what I have to do? I need to satisfy the x and y also, keeping in mind this particular problem. In this particular problem, this particular problem don't get overlap or don't get wrong if I am trying to satisfy some particular inequality. So currently my summation is 7. What is my need for x? I need, let's say, NA as need A. What I can just write. Need for A is 5 and need for B is 3. I need 5 more for A to satisfy summation A is equals to x, and I need 3 more for B to satisfy summation B is equals to y. Now look, can I put 5 here, or I can put 5 here, right? Oh, sorry. I can put 5 here, then it will become 12. Then I can put 3 here, it will become 10. Now my summation of A is 12. I can write it with red. Summation of A is 12, and summation of P is 10. Look, it's still satisfying A0 plus B0 greater than equals to P0. It's still satisfying A0 should be greater than B0. And for the same, for the first index also, B1 is greater than A1 and A1 plus B1 is greater than equals to P1. So all these conditions are satisfied, plus summation of A is equals to X and summation of B is equals to Y. These are also satisfied. So I can say what I can do. I In the first iteration, I will put AI as PI and PI as 0 if S is 0 and AI as 0 and PI as PI if S is 1. After that, I will find the need I will find the need of X and Y, how much X and Y are left, which will be just X minus summation of A and Y minus summation of B. After calculating this, I will just iterate again and put elements wheresoever possible while satisfying the first iteration. First iteration. Okay, so while satisfying AI should be greater than BI if S is 0, and I will put X. I will try to put how much X I can put. Like if mm, it looks like 7 and 6, for example, I can put only I cannot put any value in B. If it is like 7 and 5, I can put only one in element in B, right? And I will decrease then the need. So I will continue doing this in the whole iteration until I can satisfy all the value of X. And if I cannot satisfy, I will just return no. If there is any need left, so I can just return no. Okay. So let's look over the code. Sorry. Okay. This is the code. As you can see, what I have done. Uh, I have taken n x y as input, string as input, and the array p as input. I have taken the minimum x and minimum y as currently as 0, AB where A is greater than B, BA where B is greater than A. W1 is the current uh, how many places I have placed. W2 is how many second places I have placed. Wins, total number of wins. If you see the question, it is total number of wins of for A, total number of wins for B. Then I have iterated over the loop. I have taken W as the max of 1 comma pi. Oh, I forgot to mention this, that at some condition pi can be 0 maybe. So if it is given in the question, now no, if not given this, you can just skip this part. Okay, I have not seen the so you can just skip this. You can just take W as pi. What is the current win power? You can put you see k is equals to w minus 1 by 2, which is the C value of w by 2. And if si is 0, I have added minimum x as w. I have added minimum x as w. What I have done, I am doing the same. I have added a0 plus is equals to uh, what is the p0 or pi, ai is plus equals to pi. Then I have increased the min for a and I have added in the when a is greater than b, I have added k in this. Same goes for b, the minimum y added with the p0. Then I have incremented the bins for b, and where b is greater than a, I have added the k again. So then I have trying to find the minimum range in which it satisfies. So I've just taken the L as minimum y minus y, and R is minimum x minus minimum x. Then this is the cap value of L, at which point the L is capped so that it don't go beyond the range. It will be minus AB, and cap R will be AB, BA. Then the final L and final R as maximum of L comma cap L and minimum of R comma cap R. This is just to make sure that range between my current values will be placed, will be certain, and it won't go beyond. If it go beyond, then answer will always be false or no. So I have just checked Boolean answer as if the range is true, then I can go ahead. If the range is false, then I can just directly say no. Then I will go ahead and check if my W2 is equals to 0, if my wins for B is 0 and X is less than Y plus N, which means the total placements what I can do is not possible for X, then I can say answer is false. And same goes for Y, wins for X is 0 and Y is less than X plus N, then I can say answer is false because they are not possible space for me to place. And then I can just say if answer is true, then I can place all the elements and the else answer is. You can do another thing. You can go just iterating. You can maintain an array, just like I've shown. You can just you should try this and come back to this particular video and tell the code what you have done. You can just do while making two arrays A and B. This will be much easier and much easier to implement, to be honest. It will take two loops, like one for doing this p0 0 0 p0 p1, like 0 p2 p3 0 and 0 p4, like this. First in first loop you will do this. In the second loop you will come with x need and y need, and after this you will start putting like y need and b1 b0. How much you can put up to p0 minus 1. This much need you will put here. Then for x0 you can put how much need, like p1 minus 1, then again p2 minus 2, then here p3 minus 1, then p4 minus 1. Like after putting this you will check if this arrays satisfy the property of summation array A as x and summation array B as y, and for each ai should be greater than bi if s is 0 and bi is greater than ei if s is 1. And then you can just output if both of them gets 0. If both of them get 0 or these condition is true, then you can output yes, else no. So you can do this also. It will take two iterations, a little lengthy code for this. You should try this particular approach, and then you can come back and ask if there is any doubt or it is failing somewhere. Okay, so if it is done, we can move forward to next problem. Should we move forward to next problem? Okay, we are moving. All right. This is a run twice communication problem. This was the first time I am solving this problem. I have never solved this type of problem ever. So in this problem, you are given with there are two players, player A and B. One is agent and second one is black slack. The jury will first interact with player A. After player A ends interaction with player A ends, the jury will interact with player B. Note that player A and player B may not directly pass information to each other. Both players are only able to send information or receive information from jury, but they may agree on a strategy they will use to communicate. Okay, so in this particular passage, it is saying that you are given with two entities, and you will just communicate with both of them. Now you will give test case to A, then you will give test case to B. A will run its own test case and give some output. B will run its own test case and give some output. But the strategy of both the A and B must be same such that the output comes out is relevant. The output that comes out from A and B is relevant. So now the Penguin Republic is a bipartite connected undirected graph G with n vertices and m edges. Blackslack is going to conduct a forbidden field research at vertex 1. Due to travel restrictions, he will drop off at unknown vertex B from 2 to n. He must get to vertex 1 while having no information of the graph. Okay. So what it is saying that the Blackslack, which was the player B, is in a graph at some particular node from 2 to n, and he need to get to 1, but he has no information of the graph, how the graph is represented or how the edges are connected to each other. For his journey, he has bribed a penguin agent and agreed to some communication strategy using the following method. The agent will discreetly mark each vertex in one of the three colors, red, green, or blue. From Blackslack's perspective, he will only see the color CI of each neighbor UI. And this is just saying that for each neighbor children that you are connecting on a particular node, that all the children's he will only see the colors of all the recent children of any node U. He must choose some J. He must choose any. I will translate it. He will choose any just children and move towards it. Like, and he will only choose that children that makes the passage or the path to one the minimum, or the it makes path to one the closest. Note that the neighbor are arbitrarily ordered. He only sees the color of the neighboring vertices and not the vertex on he is on. So he cannot see the color of the vertex he is standing on, but he can see color of the vertex that that is the children of that particular vertex, right? Additionally, he doesn't know the index of the vertex he is on, the neighboring vertex, or any other vertex. So he doesn't know the vertex he is currently standing on and what is the neighboring vertex, or what is the node number. He cannot identify the node number. Okay, so your task is to implement the strategy for both agent and Blackslack. For the agent, you must color each vertex in one of the three colors. For Blackslack, you are given Q queries. In each query, you are dropped off an arbitrary and unknown vertex B, and given the color of the neighboring vertices, you must determine a vertex to go such that you are closer to vertex 1. Okay, so in this particular problem, wait, give me a second. Into F. Okay. In this particular problem, you are given with some graph. Say this. It is named at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you can be on any other vertex. Let's say 2. You're standing on 2. The black slack is standing on 2. And he wants to go to 1. But he cannot see the node he's currently standing on. And he cannot even see the node number, which is the what I can say, which is just neighboring to the particular two. Like he cannot see 1, he cannot see 3, but he can see colors like if the agent color, this is red, this is green, and this is blue. So he can see red and blue, right? So he can move towards any of these red or blue, such that he will get closer to 1. He cannot move. This means he cannot go to blue. He can just go to red because it is closer to 1. Now you have to decide the strategy such that he goes to red. That he cannot decide that he, which one I have to go. Like there are two doors, red and blue, and you cannot identify that which one you should take until unless you and your friend are agreed on a strategy that red one is good and blue one is bad. So this was the problem. It was a quite interesting problem. So we have to implement two strategies for agent and Plexlec. Any problem in this explanation or anything till now about this problem? Okay. So what I can do, as I am given with three colors R, G, and B, I want to reach one. I cannot identify with RGB. Like you also cannot identify with just colors that this one is closer or this one is farther. It will get me farther from red or blue. So I can just take R as 0, G as 1, and B as 2, right? So 0 will say that it is the most closest path to 1. 1 will say it is the second most closest path to 1, and 2 will say it is the third most closest path to 1. So while I am standing at 1, I will run a BFS over this to all its neighbor, and as you can see the distance increases. Let's say all the distance are 1. It's a undirected and unweighted graph. So you will understand this. I hope coming till here, you will understand that if it is an undirected weighted graph, then each vertex is 1. So when the distance increases to 1, I can just say that I will place green color here, right? Then if it is increases to 2, then I can just place uh, blue color here, right? And so on. Then after again getting this, I will place red here again because it will go into a cycle. So what I am doing is I am currently making a distance modulus 3, and doing this I am putting all the colors on the edges on the vertices. And in this strategy, what I am defining is my R is the closest, G is the second closest, and B is the third closest. Now, if Black Slack is standing here, let's say Black Slack is standing here, and he sees three particular doors, for example, one says R, one says G, and one says B. So with this strategy, which I have discussed with Black Slack, I can move. So which room I will take? If you are, if I have discussed this strategy with you that R is the closest, G is the second closest, and B is the third closest. Which room will you take? Anyone? Of course, you will take the R room as it is the closest one. You will automatically go to the R without knowing that which node it is or which vertex it is or how far you are from one. You will definitely take R. If there are three different rooms with say B, B, and R, so you will again take the R because you don't need to know what is behind this doors or what is behind this, what is the node number or what is the vertex number. You will just take the shortest path always, correct? And this will take you to one. So how my agent, what will my agent will do? He will do a DFA, BFS from one and mark each distance distance node from one as distance I modulus 3. Okay. If it is 0, then it is R. If it is 1, then it is green. And if it is 2, it is blue. Right? Got it till here? Okay. So this will be my strategy for agent. What will be my strategy for black flag? How will he define? So I don't know his name, black slack. Let me just check his name. Slacks. Okay. Black slacks. So his strategy will look like, if you look closely, then while uh, mapping the elements in the graph, I'm starting from 0. If this particular point is marked as 0, then its children will be marked as 1, then its children will be marked as 2, right? Then its children again marked as 0. Yes or not? So the flow chain will be look like: 0 is the parent, then 1 is the children, then 2 is the grandchildren, right? So this is parent to children chain. Same, the chain from children to parent will look like 1 to 0, 0 to 2, 2 to 1. This is the children to parent chain, right? If you go upward. So while getting the colors, he can easily define that what he has to take, right? You, because you have only three, 0, 1, and 2 choices. So you will see the neighbor colors with A and B, let's say. You will just define them in 1 and 2. And after that, if you are currently standing at this particular node, you will just check that if it is the, which is one is the parent node, or which one will take you the shortest path. Like if you are standing on 2 and there are 3 connected as 0 and say 1. And so which one will be the parent in this particular case? One will be the parent as 0 is the children of 2. So you can just go to 1 like this. So this will be a strategy for black flag. Let's dive around on some examples so that it is easier to understand this thing. Okay, so first edge is from 1 to 2, then 1 to 6, 3 to 2, 4 to 2, 6 to 4, 4 to 7, 5 to 6, and 5 to 7. Okay, so this is the graph, right? Now I will run a BFS from 1. So currently 1 is distance 0, so it will be marked as red. Then its neighbor will be marked as red, green, blue, RG. Its neighbor will be marked as blue. Then its neighbor will be marked as red again, right? So this will be my marking strategy. So while I'm putting the string, I can write it as R, G, B, 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 G, R. So this will be my string from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For 7 nodes, this will be my string, right? I've taken the same example which was presented there. In this test case, I've taken this example. So this will be the structure. Here it is saying R, R, G, B, G, G, R. I don't care. Because my strategy is currently working. So I will stuck to my strategy. There, it is not saying that you cannot make multiple strategies or not. Okay. So this is correct for this particular graph. I have made coloring like this. Now the black slack will get a string. As you can see, he is getting a string, GGR like this or something. And it can get any string because we have agreed to some strategy, so it can get any string. Okay. So let's say you are standing anywhere here. Black slack is standing anywhere here. Black slacks, right? This is the name. Got it. Now RGB is ranked as 0, 1, and 2. So I'm currently standing at 2, and I can go to either 1, either 0, and either 1. So which one is the parent? I will go to the parent. No, I will not go to the child as I am going further away. So I can choose any of these 2 or 6. I will go 1. Right. Now I move to here. Now I am standing at 1. Right. Now while standing at 1, uh, this is 2, this is 0, right? And this is 2. So which one should I go? I will go to the parent. Parent of 1 is 0. So I will reach 1 here. It is the most optimal strategy to get here, right? I cannot go to 2 because 2 is the children of 1, as I have just stated. Like while mapping, the chain of parent will be like 0 is the parent of 1, 1 is the parent of 2. And the children is like 1 is the children of 0 and 0 is the children of 2 in this format. So in this strategy, I can get to the 1 in the fastest possible way. So this strategy is correct, right? Any doubt till now about this strategy or what I am doing? Anyone, any doubt? Anything not clear? Like this is complex. I can't understand or I can't grasp this. Anyone? Okay. So if this strategy is understood and clear, I can move towards the code. Correct? So code format, as you can see, what I have done, I have taken string mode as input because first mode is for agent and second mode was for black slack. Now, if mode is first, I will solve first, and mode is second, I will solve second. In the solve first code, what I've done, I've done just basic DFS. Like it is the most standard DFS that you can do. I've taken input in the graph. I made a distance array, a queue, marked distance as 0. I pushed the one in queue. While queue is not empty, I took the node out, queue.pop, and I iterated over its children. If distance is -1, which means it is not visited, then I can update its distance and I push into the queue, right? After after that, I have made a string RGB and output the S distance I want the string, which I have just stated what I am doing. For R, I am doing 0, G for I am doing 1, and B I am doing 2. So this was the basic, it's the most basic DFS, like everyone knows about this. So this was the for the agent part. Agent will mark my graph like this. Coming to the black select part, what he will do, he will get Q queries. So for the first, for each query, he will input a string with its length, and it will check if the string has 0, has G, or has B, which means it has all the three colors or not. And you can just see I have just marked all the colors as true if they are present. Then I have taken a vector present. If all three of them are true, I have pushed R, G, and B inside the vector. Then for auto val, this is just the function to convert R into 0, G into 1, and B into 2. Nothing. What is my target string? It's currently empty. What is my target character? Which it means that I can move to this particular character. It is currently empty. If present, the element which are present in the array is currently size is 1, so I can just take the target as present 0. Else, what I'm doing, I'm taking the two vertices out and converting into the RGB format. Like if it is, it's just converting R into 0, G into 1, and B into 2, right? After taking those two vertices out, I have just take the difference modulus 3. If it is 1, then I will my target will be 0. If it is anything else, then my target will be 1, right? And for each for the length of the string, for the whole length of the string, I just, if the string is length is equals to target, I can just output that particular index and move forward. Okay, so this was the code for this problem. Anything which is not clear? As you can see, for these two test cases, output are 2 and then output is 1. We will move forward to the last problem, which is problem G, another interactive problem. Okay, so this is an interactive problem. The species of penguin that Black Slack is researching on an island that is a grid of n rows and n columns. Exactly one penguin lives on each cell of grid. He labeled each penguin as an integer from 1 to n square. After some time, penguin migrated to another cell. After migration, every penguin will stay in some cell for the grid, and every cell contains exactly one penguin. He needs the current position of the penguin. So to do so, he asks a penguin how far another penguin is from him. Formally, a possible grid X represent the position of all penguins, denote distance of X, I, and J as the Manhattan distance of the penguin I to penguin J in X. Here is the hidden grid A with n rows and n columns. You need to find the grid B that satisfies. B has n rows and n columns. Each cell of B contains an integer from 1 to n square, which is penguin's label. Each integer will be in the single cell. For all I, j up to n square, it holds a threshold. No, sorry, it holds a distance ij is equals to distance in aij is equals to distance in bij. To do so, you can make the following queries no more than 3n square plus 150 times. Given ij, receive the value of distance ij. Okay, so you can query ij and receive the distance of ij. You need to find the distance, the new array b. Okay, you can just ask, you can do the pick two integers and quote it in the query, and you will receive a integer date, which is the distance between I and j. Okay, adapter is sorry, interactor is not adaptive, right? So what the problem statement says, let's write that first. So assume you are given with a grid. Okay, there is one penguin in each grid. I'm writing normally, but the numbers can be in any random form. Okay, so for this n is 4. Now this these penguins are rearranged. Okay, so one can go up to here. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, like this. So all these penguins have moved, and you can ask any penguin what is the distance between its neighbor penguin. Like one has earlier, one has distance with 7 is 2 blocks, right? No, 3 blocks, 1, 2, and 3. So it was 0, 0, and this was 1, 2, right? So the Manhattan distance was 1 minus 0 plus 2 minus 0, which was 3. So earlier distance was 3. Now still distance was 3. So they have moved like this, and you can ask any penguin that its distance was 3. So you have to figure out the grid. You can ask any penguin its neighbor's distance or the earlier distance. Now, one thing more you should know, that you can do up to 3n square queries plus 150. N is up to 100, which means you can iterate over the grid only 3 times, right? Because size of the grid is n square, so you can just do 3 iteration plus a single iteration of n. You can do this like this. So this is the maximum time complexity in which you have to do. You have to solve this problem. Okay. Anyone who is not able to understand or grasp this problem? Okay. So what is the core intuition of this problem? First, do this. I I don't know if spelling is right or not. Spelling is this. Sorry, guys. Intuition, right? So what is the core intuition of this problem? You are given with Manhattan distance, right? So if I in one iteration I can just take Manhattan distance from first penguin to every other penguin on any index R and C, then Manhattan distance will look like R minus 1 plus C minus 1. Now look, R and C will always be greater than this. right? R will be always be greater than equals to 1 and C is also greater than equals to 1 in every case. So I can remove these modulus and I can write R minus 1 plus C minus 1, or my distance will be R plus C minus 2 for each penguin. If I query uh, if I query it from 1 1. So if I get any distance, say 6, then the sum of R plus C will be 8. Then any possible R can be any R can be possible in this particular, any R or any C can be possible. So what is the core intuition is like you are given a 2D plane and you need distances from 3 points uniquely to locate any object. You know the triangulation method. How many of you know the triangulation method? Anyone? How many of you know about the triangulation method? What it is? Anyone? No one knows about triangulation method. In the triangulation method, what you do is if you need to find your distance with some particular distance, your coordinates. Sorry, let's say your friend is here on the map and you are here on the map. You are here, and you need to find the exact coordinate of this friend. You can use the triangulation method. You can what you can do? You can first make a circle with your friend inside it on the. I can just make it a small. Let me just draw here. Like your friend is here and you are here. You will just draw a circle while you and your friend has a distance some r, correct? Then you will move to some point. Then you will again draw a circle. I'm not very good on this. You will again draw a circle like this, and you will move to some another point, and you will again draw a circle like very bad circle here. Okay, so all these circle will meet at this particular point. So you just need to find. You can just find this particular point in three iteration or 3 points. Like it's always says that you can find anyone's location if you know how much uh, distance you are far from them. Anyone's location or anyone's particular exact coordinates. You can just know the distance between you and him. Then you can just move to some another location. Then again check yours and his distance. Then you can move to another location and check yours and his distance. And then you can just draw a circle on your points. Then check. Then you can just find which particular point coincide in these circles. Then that's the location of your points. That's the location of your friend. So it's triangulation method. So I guess it is written like if two points are specific, you can get any location RC. Right? If two of the points are specific, you can get any location RC. So as we have just concluded, my distance will be like R plus C minus 2 in this particular form. I need to find R and C. Okay, to pinpoint the exact cell, uh, we need another equation that intersect these diagonals essentially perpendicularly, like essentially perpendicularly. The perfect and what will be the perfect candidate so that the diagonals will be perpendicular to the points. Those will be the corner points or not. To like if I am starting from 1 1 and I'm at any point, this is the point. Like and sorry, this is the point. And R comma C. I need a perpendicular from here. So it will be 1 comma n. Sorry for this 1 comma n because the box will be like this for any particular point, which will be the perpendicular from it. So I can also find the distance from 1 comma n. So distance from Manhattan distance of R minus 1 plus C minus n, right? I can write it as R minus 1 because 1 is always smaller, but n is always greater or equals to. So I will write n minus C. So it will be R minus C minus n, so plus n minus 1. So this is my second equation. Okay. Now, while solving, you can just see if R plus C minus 2 is D. And again, I get a D as R minus C plus N minus 1. Let's say D1, D2. Then I can say R plus C is D1 plus 2 and R minus C as D2 plus 1 minus N. Right? Now I can, from here I can calculate R and C because D is known to me, N is known to me. There are two equations with two variables. Can you solve R and C? Right? You can just cut it. 2R is equals to D1 plus D2 plus 3 minus, and R is equals to D1 plus D2 plus 3 minus n divided by 2. And what will be C? You will just replace it. C will come out to something. I don't know. I'm not calculating. C will come out to some value. Okay. So you can calculate R and C. Let me just calculate R. C also. Just put it here. C is equals to D R. So D to D minus D1 minus D2 so minus minus 2 plus 1 and minus plus 2 1 which gives a plus n divided by 2. So C will be this. So you get R and C in two iterations. Yes or no? Okay. So you just take query from 1 1, then you take query from 1 n, you will get a distance 1 and distance 2 for same particular R comma C, same RC. Then you can just find R and C from these particular formula or which I just have derived. And after that, you can just uh, find the exact coordinates of each. Alright. So shall we look at the code? Anyone have any doubt or anyone is struggling in this, trying to grab anything? Okay, we are moving to the towards the code. Okay, so this is the just query function, and I have taken n as input. My total number of penguins are n into n. These are just total number of penguins. My current a is 1 and my maximum distance is currently minus 1. Okay, now I have iterated from 1 to n square, and I have queried from 1 and I, which means I have queried from first penguin and each other, every other penguin, like from 1 to 1 again, 1 to 2, then 1 to 3, 1 to 4, up to n square. I have queried all the penguins. I have find the maximum distance, and I have updated my the penguin name as I, like which penguin is the has the maximum distance. Then I have made a distance array, right? In this distance array, I have candidates in which I have again iterated on all the penguins, and I have updated the distance of each penguin by taking the query. Okay, after taking the query, it is for the first part. Like this whole thing is for the first part, which was sorry, 1 1. For this is for the 1 1 part. Like you are taking distance from each point to other, like you are taking distance from first penguin to every other penguin, right? So 1 1 to all the indices r comma c, and you are updating the distance in the distance array. Okay, right? Then for the second part, this is the second part in which you are taking distance from one end. Now you have made a second element as candidate b as candidate 0, maximum distance is resetted, and I have iterated over all the candidates. Then again query from candidate to IT, which means first candidate to every other candidate. Then if distance is greater than again max d, then max d is updated and my penguin name is changed to IT. After that, I have made the second distance array. So this was D1 and D2, and I have updated my D2 with the query with B and I. So after doing this, I have to just find R and C. So this was D1 and D2, X and Y. So this was the same formula for R and C, which I have just discussed, that you have taken the summation of both the distances, minus n plus 3 divided by 2, and x minus 5 plus n plus 1 divided by 2 for C. If it is a valid and a R when valid C, then you just update the answer and you just output it. Output the answer as exclamation mark. I iterated over all the answer array and output. Okay. So this was the whole problem. Any issue or any logic which is not clear? Candidates, I have just for candidates, I have collected all those elements which has the distance of n minus 1 from 1 1. So this means you will get all the points which are perpendicular to uh, with 1, which are perpendicular to 1. So in this candidate array, anything which is not clear, if it is, we can wrap up for today. Okay. So thank you guys for joining, and I hope you understand the problems. If there is any doubt or if it is If anything is not clear, you can just mention in the comments. I will check and reply, uh, try to reply as soon as possible. And thank you for joining. Good night, guys.